I hope I'm live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm pretty new to live still. I am more comfortable with, mm, making my content and putting it on my channel. But this is fun. So, as I had mentioned in my on my post, I am going to be channeling the beautiful, famous singer KK, and we can ask him questions and receive messages from him from the afterlife. And I'll be here. I'll just wait for a couple of people to hop on. Hi, Preeti. Preeti, can you tell me? Hi, Samantha. Can you please let me know if you guys can hear me well? I hope you do. Am I audible? Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. Wow, I am so excited. Hey, Kuldeep. Good morning. So this is around 7:36 p.m. in India, and I'm sure it would be morning in the West, in the US, and probably in Canada. Hey, thank you so much, Preeti. Okay, so as usual, I would see what's the energy like and bring him in. And in case any of you who is tuning in for the first time, I am Lovely. I am a psychic medium and a light language healer. I channel a lot of interesting people from the afterlife, um, alien friends, spirit guides, loved ones who have crossed over, angels, guides, basically everything and everybody from the light. So yeah, and in on my channel of this, we discuss law of attraction. I share my spiritual tools that I use in my spiritual journey, and that has helped me become the best version of myself. Still, the process is going on. So yeah, and I also bring in channeled information from the other side through various people who have crossed over, which include celebrities and also other famous people. And today we are going to be channeling KK, the beautiful legendary singer. His full name, you can correct me, guys, if I'm pronouncing it wrong. His full name is Krishnakumar Kunnath, and he was fondly known as KK. And he sung very many beautiful Bollywood songs, private albums, and oh my God, some of them I still hum. And I was called to do this. I felt that I should be bringing him in, and I had also asked for questions for him, and I did receive a couple of them, but I thought maybe doing it live would be better, so that more people can join in and it's fun too. Yeah, so let's do this. I would be taking a few deep breaths, seeing what's the energy like, and let's see what he's got. He's here. He says, "Hey, beautiful people," in a very soft voice of his, smiling as he always did. Interesting. He's right away telling me something about the time right before his passing. He had been hearing ringing in his ears, and it was quite worrisome. And um he says it was quite worrisome because he earlier thought he had maybe an ear infection or maybe some throat issue, because these organs are interconnected, and he knows because he is a professional singer. And yeah, Kuldeep says the screen is frozen. Guys, you can tell me if it goes away. Meanwhile, yeah, so that's what he's giving me, that he had been experiencing ringing in his ears. Uh, Not to confuse this with people who generally hear it, even psychics like me, when I have some energy around me of that there is a message, we do hear ringing in the ears. So it is people shouldn't think, people can go to various ends thinking that, oh my god, am I gonna die? No, trust me, that's not what he's telling. He's just mentioning an experience that he was feeling. Yeah, Samantha says, I also hear ringing since childhood almost all the time. Yes, it's very common, especially in people who have a sixth sense or use psychic abilities like me. Yes, so that's what he's giving me. He's actually, oh wow, he's actually giving a warm hug to one and all who is watching. And he says, and this is to every single person who is watching right now, or maybe even if you watch the live stream later on, he says, buddy, whatever you are going through, however difficult the time feels now, trust me, you got this, and your guides on the other side are watching over. Yeah, that's his message. And he says, um, I was not so much of a believer of the afterlife, and he was quite religious. He says he was brought up a Hindu, if I'm not wrong. That's what he's giving me. So yeah, so his conditioning was not so much into believing afterlife. Not that Hinduism doesn't teach that, but he didn't think much about it. He says, and yeah, so but his experience when he reached the afterlife, his crossing over, everything was an eye opener for him. Not shocking, he says, not shocking at all, but an eye opener, because we live with so much judgment, we live with so much misery, agony, so much in our heads. And the afterlife is just the opposite of all that. There's so much unconditional love. Oh my god, he's almost making me feel so warm and loved, because that's the feeling that he felt in the afterlife. And he had this huge team to welcome him. He's showing me his heart, his chest area. It felt heavy right before his passing. And guys, also I know that, I think he died of cardiac arrest. That is me, I know that information. But I would also ask him to give me whatever he's got. But other than that, I haven't done any research, because I do not like to know things beforehand. It takes the fun away. So I'm just passing on whatever he gives me. So he's showing me a lot of heaviness around, difficulty to breathe. And yes, I also know that he was sweating a lot. That's what he's showing me. Very hot flushes, he says. It's normal, it's not normal sweating. But also he is mentioning something which increased the impact of the heat on, right before his passing, on the live that he was doing, on the concert that he was doing. He said he had not been sleeping enough. And he's smiling when he says that, because oh my god, people might be thinking, right, that's something that all of us do, you know once or twice. But that has a huge impact on our health. Negative impact, he says. In fact, in weeks for weeks he had not been sleeping. He was worried about something. He had shows, back to back. And yeah, he was on social media and stuff, or whatever. He had not been sleeping enough for weeks. So his body was not ready. Otherwise, the heat or whatever the situations were on the live concert that he was performing, which caused his passing, the impact wouldn't have been so tragic and so drastic. Yeah, so that's what he's giving me, guys. I am so thankful for one and all who has joined this session, and I would love to receive your questions, please write in your questions in the comment box so that I can ask him, or anything you would like to tell him. He's listening. Meanwhile, I would just go here and just check. Hey, thank you so much, Pushpa. Yeah. So, anybody who has joined in, Pushpa asks, is he at peace now? Yes, very much. He misses his family. He's mentioning is his son. Yeah, he definitely, he's making me feel very emotional because that's almost like a hole in his heart, he says. The the tragedy and the pain that his son and his wife had to go through. And he's also mentioning his parents. I don't know if they're here, and maybe you guys can help me if you have more information. Yes, Preeti, there's a lot of insecurity. Oh my God, yes, so much violence. And insecurity, yes, that's a biggie. So, yeah, I hope I answered uh, your question, Pushpa, that yes, he's at peace now, although he's missing his family. Okay, Samantha wants to know, what is the spiritual reason for heart attack? His death was absolutely contractual, but also he had this mission of bringing awareness to personal health, and also how, I don't know where he was performing, but he mentions India. I'm not sure. You guys can correct me if I'm not wrong, but he mentions India. How, especially in India, the resources used, or any event that is taken care of, there's a very less value that is given to security, or I'm falling short of words. What is it, KK? Safety is the word. Safety measures. Yes. Oh my God. Thank you. Safety measures should be the utmost priority. I'm afraid everything goes into marketing more. So it's about the sales, how to market any show that is being conducted, rather than, and he understands the part of it. Obviously, singers do get paid, and there are expenses. And when the bigger the event, the bigger the responsibilities. But how, especially in India, not so much care is being taken when it comes to security, safety, and stuff like that. Even for celebs. Yeah, and he's like, oh, I can't even think of the people who are in the struggling phase right now, and they end up into situations where they because they are expected to give their best, but in return, the money is the only thing that they get, and some fame, and sometimes not even the money. So that was one of his mission, to bring awareness about that. But he's quite disappointed, he says. But I know, he says, that after his death, maybe this would be discussed for a while, like it happens with many other celebs or many other famous people who lose their lives for various reasons. But he says, even if it's taken, even if it just makes a little impact, he's thankful for being part of such a contract, such a spiritual contract. Yeah. Well, who has the next question? What was the most shocking thing he found after his passing? He says, not shocking, but surprising, that there was no judgment. A good surprise. There was no judgment, because he almost went to a little. Again, he's not using the term shock, but he was almost like apprehensive, and there were, like, a mix of emotions as he was entering as his crossing over was happening. It's like matter of seconds, but so many things, your life review is happening in front of you. So you are almost not fully there in heaven or in the afterlife, and not in your body. So it's a mix of everything. So you think, oh my God, I did so much wrong, I did that, I did hurt so many people and all those things. And as you're watching the life review, but he says, trust me, there's no judgment, there's no hell for bad people. Because, yeah, I know it's a big concept. Yeah, so that was something that was a big surprise, not exactly a shock for him. Preeti, please ask him about near future of the world. Preeti, I would like if you could specify your question a little bit more, as in what regarding the world, what was his purpose here to teach and learn. He learned a lot, he said. He learned, he enjoyed love. He experienced love in various forms, he says, and it was beautiful. He has no regrets, guys. Wow. Other than that, again, he misses his family. If had a chance, he would have changed the way the timing of his passing. It was so quick. He would have spent more time with them, with his family. Um, what was the question again? Yes. So he says, my purpose was everything that I experienced, the love and the hate, including the hate, everything that I signed up for, and I did great. That's what, and he's not saying this from a space of ego, obviously, because in the afterlife, there's more unconditional love, and it comes from a space of love. But he says, I did good. I know, because everyone gets a chance to do good, to do their best, and I tried my best, he says. What lesson you learned? He says in the field that he was into, singing, especially playback singing, and when it gets to the main music industry, there's so much competition out there, which is absolutely useless. It brought a lot of lessons, as because he was a trained singer, if I'm not wrong, that's what he's given me. um, but there were these youngsters who were really gifted, so there was this constant flow of new talent, and you have to keep going, you have to keep up your talent, and you have to stay in the market, right? You have to still be in demand. So there was a lot of competition which was unnecessary, that put a lot of stress on his health. In fact, he even experienced panic attacks, he says. He was anxious, he was a person who would get anxious, worrisome. Yeah, that was me, he says. So that brought him huge lessons, that sometimes you just have to let go, and what is there in store for you would come to you. You don't have to like constantly run, be part of the rat race. Okay. Yeah, Preeti says we hear about things worsening even more, global recession, etc., and that's spiraling into further problems. Anything on the recession? He says, no, do not focus on any of that. Half of the things, again, he's mentioning about social media. He says half of the thing is portrayed, more than half, in fact. He could say 90% of the things that's portrayed is just to, spread fear, because fear works, fear sells. So the responsibility is upon you, what you would like to focus on, whether recession or the love that you're spending, or the money you're spending on bringing joy to you and your family and your loved ones. So yeah, it would come and go even if it's coming. So he just wants you to focus on the positive. And what else? And that's spiraling into further problems. He says, well, we've seen COVID. What worse? Not that there won't be another huge problem globally, but he makes me feel like no, this was major. Nothing that would come would be of this much impact as the impact that COVID had on the global arena. That's good news. All right. Samantha wants to know any previous life that inspired you to become singer. Many, many. He was always into music. He's showing me when he was this. He's showing me this beautiful ancient, almost like a Native American or a tribal instrument that he used to play in one of his past life. Drums, flute. He used to play a lot of instruments, and it was also in his soul family. Music was also always there in one or other way. So yes, many lives. And as a child in this life, he was always drawn to music. Um, what lessons were you here to learn? That I answered for someone else, Kuldeep. And what were you here to teach? What were you here to teach, KK? To feel, because music was all about feeling, getting tuning into that tone and the feelings inside the emotion in a song. And he's making me feel that he did teach some of the new singers, and whomever he got a chance to teach. That was something he passed on. And also his son, he's mentioning his son seems to be very talented, but I still hope the media lets him be. And also, guys, I would like to make this clear. Me channeling people from the other life, afterlife, whoever it is, whether it's a celebrity, whether it's KK, whether it was Sushant Singh or anybody, it is never from a space of proving the world how much I can do, or but it is always from a space of trying to bring awareness that it is not the end. That's always the message. So I hope I am able to pass it on. Preeti says thanks, you're welcome. Okay. Samantha asks, what do you think of channeling? He says it's lovely. Get it? That was his joke. He is very thankful that not just to me, to people who channel, not just because they are bringing in messages from the souls from the afterlife, but also they bring in so much awareness regarding so much that we ignore on a regular basis, because we are mostly in our heads, we are mostly about the physical body and what is being told to us by society or media. But these channelers, he says, channeler psychics, they teach us that there's more than this. There more that than we perceive, than our naked eyes perceive. There's more to feel, there's more to embrace. So he loves this whole concept of channeling and, yeah, all the new age stuff. Yeah. Anything that you want to share about you that nobody knows? Kuldeep says, thank you. I get that. God bless you. You're welcome, Kuldeep. Okay. Samantha wants to know, KK, is there anything that you would want to share about you that nobody knows? I'm just telling him I do not want to stir up any controversies, but I am being very open to anything that he would like. He would like anything that he would like to share. He's showing me a tattoo. I don't know if he had one. He had a tattoo, he says, that that's not that visible. I don't know. Somewhere in the arm that only, maybe his close friends and family know. And what is it? What is it? Because he almost makes me feel like he loved the concept of the tattoo. That's why he got one in the first place. But he never had the guts to be so open about it. The first thing, the fact that he had a tattoo, because again, it also, especially in India, it has an impact on the image that you put forward, even on the kind of songs that you would get to. Oh my God, that's so sad. So it's just not the skill that you have. But yeah, so he was not brave enough, he says, to share it out to the world, or maybe to a very few people he has done. If you hear some soft noises behind me, that's my baby cooing, uh, my toddler, actually. Yeah, so yeah, that's what he's giving me, maybe a tattoo. Guys, if you get something on that, if you find some picture of his, or if you find some info, I would love to know. Yes. Let me see. And guys, if you can share this live, please do it to your friends or anybody who would be interested, so that more people can join in. Yeah, I think we have covered most of our questions. I'm sorry if I have not taken any of your question, if I have missed on that, but I think I did cover. I'm just going through the comments. He's actually humming his famous song, Pal. I would like to sing that, but I do not want to um, make it look bad, because oh my God, I always feel if I could exactly express or put into words or make you guys hear and see and experience what spirits show me, or make me feel. So he's actually singing in his beautiful voice. Yeah. Before we go into the song, okay, yes, we have a couple of more questions, KK, if that's okay. Any advice, Samantha wants to know, any advice you want to give for those who want to go into the music industry? Be strong here, he says. If you know you have the talent, be very strong with your practice. Keep practicing, never leave your riyaz. He's using the term practice. Never miss it, and be strong here, because it is a very competitive industry. So don't lose heart. You would need to be very strong in your head. Here you are, that's why you got the skill and the beauty to feel the song, and the skill to feel the beauty of the song. But here also you have to be strong to sustain in the industry. He says entering is easy, uh, or entering is comparatively easier, but sustaining, because constantly new talent is coming. So to for people out there, for producers, composers, music makers, uh, to reach out to you, to give you the songs that your voice, that would suit your voice, or yeah, work, finding work constantly, that's the difficult part. So yeah, be strong headed, if that's the word. Why are we hearing so much? Preeti wants to know, why are we hearing so much about so many singers and artists passing away? Because yes, it has to bring awareness, because something, when it goes so bad, just because it has been happening for so many years, not much importance on the safety measures, not so much important on the human aspect. Like, people forget that, whoever, uh, he's making me he's sharing that he has had experiences where, uh, even him and also other singers, they are made to perform for like 4 hours at a stretch, almost treating them, not even treating them like they're human beings, guys, and their talent is almost exploited for money. So yeah, so that's that's why so many such things are happening, because awareness has to come. Anything that has Everything has a cycle. Everything is a cycle in the universe. So there has to be an end, or there has to be some awareness to something that happens for a prolonged period. And he's happy about it, because things would change eventually, slowly, gradually, but things would change. And yeah, so it's time, we are about to close now. He wants to share his message. Before that, he says he had no clue how much he was loved until he died. Oh my god, that's such a huge statement. He didn't know so many people loved him, because he was in this constant mind chatter that, maybe not everyone likes his songs, because again, um, our how much we are famous, or how much people like us, are all dependent on the algorithms, how much money comes in, how much sales happen, how many songs you get, and yeah, what's the market like. And that doesn't tell you the true story. But when he passed, the love that he felt was immense. So many people creating pages, fan pages, and all the, that never happened before. He had his set of fans, obviously, but yeah, he's very happy. His heart is full of love. Sending kisses to one and all. He says, "I love you all," and he says, "Be gentle to yourself. Take a good nap. Uh, Go to bed on time. Eat well. Do some exercise. Guys, your body is your temple," he says. Um, yeah, so when you have that intact, live your life to whatever extent you can. Try your best. Take care of yourself. Little things, taking a shower, eating on time. Please, guys, running behind money and fame and all that would come, and you can follow your dreams, but to take care of your body, your health. That's his message. I love you, he says. And I can hear his song again. I would try to hum the song, because I love singing. Guys, please don't hate me for doing this. I'm just trying to share the feel. Okay, so I don't even know the lyrics. Maybe he'll help me. Oh, you're so sweet, Pushpa. Mm, let me see if I have something on my phone I can play. Okay, I'm going to sing. I am doing this. No judgment. I can go wrong on the lyrics because it's been long that I've actually heard that song, but he's humming with me. Okay, KK? All right, let's do this. पल रहे या ना रहे कल, कल याद आएंगे पल, पल है ये प्यार के पल, चल आ मेरे संग चल, कल सोचे क्या छोटी सी जिंदगी, कल मिल जाए तो होगी खुश नसीबी, पल रहे या ना रहे कल, याद आएंगे पल. And as I sing that, I can see his beautiful smiling face. Love to all of you who joined this session. Thank you guys. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being here to hear his messages. He's sending love to one and all. I hope I can't even say I did justice to the song because I didn't remember the lyrics, but I wanted to share the feeling because he was humming that song. It's such a beautiful melody. Go and listen to that song of his. Until then, bye bye, guys, and dream it, believe it, love yourself, love your body, take care of yourself. Bye bye from KK. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for joining. Ending the live now.